Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are live. I think so. Let us know if you can hear us clearly. No echo.
No, that was
Remember to
actually
say
me
something.
having. That was actually me having the live stream on at two places.
Oh, that's fine.
Good,
That should
good.
be good. Yeah, we're using a couple of new systems right now, so if you could tell us if everything's watchable, if you could hear everything perfectly, then please let us know.
Yeah, let us know if you can hear us, and then we can get started. Hello, Pixie Fly. There we go. We got one comment. Hello. Awesome.
Yes.
Elliot, how are you, man? How are you? This is tell us about this new design, man.
As you can see, we're in the EU Made Simple bar, and it's looking good. It's looking cozy. We have been working hard on improving, let's say, the concept of our hot or not, as you might remember. Some of you might remember, and we wanted something different. So this is something different, I guess. We are right now at the bar, maybe somehow standing behind, maybe in front. That's kind of what we see. It's going to be evolving, but yeah, we wanted to go for a new feel because this is the idea is that we're going to have a chat with the audience, and between me and Lambertus, and then we're just going to talk about whatever. In this case, two main headline topics, but we're going to be talking about other things as well. And of course, we want to know your opinion all the time, basically. So yeah, I guess Lambertus, what like the most important part, of course, when you're sitting in a bar, is what are you drinking? What is it? You walk up to the bar, and what are you drinking, Lambertus, right now?
So I do live in Munich, right? So I am drinking something called Augustina. It's the German name. It's really nice. It's like the typical beer here. I'm gonna start with this. So
okay.
What about you?
Yeah. So as you can see, my glass is already half empty, and it is a Hertog Jan. For the Dutch viewers, you will know this, but it's not just any regular Hertog Jan. Okay, it's from the draft. Luckily, we got one here. And it tastes very good. So that's why it's already empty. And I apologize.
Audience, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, join us, right? Join us.
Yeah. Join us for a beer, and it's the idea is really to join in the conversation, and we're going to be monitoring chat a lot. So give us your thoughts and opinions as well. So anyways, I guess cheers. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I already drank. Cheers.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it's probably good. Augustina, so is that a local beer? Did you say? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, it's very Munich-y. So Munich is like the city of beers, or southern Germany. Really, they love beer there, and that's why I thought I'd start with a proper German beer, or Bavarian beer. Yeah. But with my beer, now that we're here in the bar, Elliot, I have lots of it. Go ahead.
So no. I think I didn't hear the last part of your sentence there.
Oh, I was going to say we're here in the bar together, and I would, casually talk about something that I've been researching. Very formal introduction.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very formal introduction. Yeah. So you've been researching something.
Exactly.
And you want to share it with us?
Exactly. So Elliot, as one does, I came to this bar with a PowerPoint. Yeah. But this is all. Okay. So basically, at the EU Made Simple, we're working on a new video, and this new video is all about salaries and benefits in the EU and how they're being abused. And I learned a lot of interesting things in the research I've been doing, and I would love to share it with you. Yeah. And I think I need to share my. Oh, you're already sharing the screen. Look at that.
No, I'm good.
So the first question is to you, right? So we have these members of parliament in the European Union, and we have 720 of them. And I was wondering, oh, you already showed it. I'm already showing it. I can't believe it. I messed up. Wait, let me.
Well,
I hope you didn't see it. I hope you didn't see it.
I didn't see it, actually. I'm not lying. I didn't see the number, so if that helps.
Okay. So I think a really interesting thing to talk about today is how much these people are actually making, because basically they're being paid by taxpayer money, right? Your money and my money. And I found some incredible things. And the first question to you is, what's your guess? What do you think a salary of an MEP is in the European Union?
So I guess it's going to be a pretty cushy job. So let's say like 100, 110, 120K per year, something like that.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Any guesses in the chat who has not seen it?
Yeah,
but I think
everyone else has seen it.
I know. I think I'm going to have to spoil the surprise. So for everyone here, so MEPs make 125K almost per year, which is gross, right, before taxes. And let me ask you this, Elliot. Do you think they pay taxes?
I
590K from Damahan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jesus, mate.
Yeah. Well,
CB
no
saying
one knows
we're
how
gonna
much
get into it. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So how if they pay taxes? I mean, there is no EU-wide tax, right? There's nothing.
There's an EU
there's
tax.
no EU. There's an EU tax
for them? Yeah, there is.
Okay, for them. Okay, so well then they do pay taxes then, I guess, but I wouldn't know how much would it be, like 5% of their total or something, or less.
Close. So I think this is let's go to the next one. So here you go. So a salary of an MEP is a yearly net of 97K and a monthly net of 8,000 euros. So they do pay taxes, but definitely not the same amount as us. These are EU taxes and EU insurances and things like that, which is quite insane if you ask me. Which is quite a lot of money. VAT, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Villa 2%, bit more than that. Yeah. HEVD, I agree with you. Apparently there are, sorry, I'm going to keep on talking. There are some countries that also levy a national tax on MEPs, but most don't. So most don't, but a lot of them don't. So there you go. But Elliot, you still there?
Okay.
I think we have a bit of lag on the call. I think we have a bit of lag. But anyway. Badly. But anyway.
Okay, I can hear you fine, but
okay. I think there's like a bit of lag. So what else do you think these guys make? So let's continue to the next one, because thank you very much, Pixify, for the tip. But and yes, Villa, it's 8K a month. And yes, Paul from Chicago, Elliot is lagging hard. He's a lot. Yeah, he is. So Elliot, maybe you can fix your flipping internet, man.
Fuck's sake, why am I lagging now? Unfortunately, it's not my internet. I can help something. Hold on.
I'm going to continue. So I'm going to ask the chat. So we have daily allowance for MEPs. So next to their salary, the MEPs actually make money by just turning up to work. And maybe I'm going to ask the chat, what do you think MEPs are making on a daily basis when they're in the European Parliament? So when they're in Brussels or in Strasbourg, they make a daily amount of cash too. 4 to 6K, Vila, that's a bit much, mate. That's a bit much. They do make a daily allowance, which is crazy. 500, 1K. To be fair, they do have... Yes, Axel, you are cheating. So 350 euros per day, indeed. Elliot, are you back?
I hear everything you're saying, so I hope I'm back.
Okay, so I think you're back. So yeah, They make 350 euros a day, just for turning up to work. But to be fair, they do have to pay their hotels for that when they are in Brussels or in Strasbourg, of course. But still, man, 350 euros? If I turn up to work, I get a free coffee. That's about it. I don't know about you.
Maybe it's a very expensive coffee, Lambertus. Also, I like how you're just straight ignoring the incredible super chat we got from Pixify. 250 HUF, which I'm guessing is Hungarian currency.
Yeah, I think it's Hungarian currency. Yeah, I've got no idea how much it is, but hey, anything is appreciated. So, awesome. Pixify, if you do have a question or want us to comment on something, because you actually gave that to us without a question, which is very nice.
Yeah, that's very generous.
Yeah. So anyway, here we go. 350 per day. So let me show you what that means on a yearly net and a monthly net. So on a monthly net, that means about 4,400 euros, and on a yearly net, it means 52K. So anyone good at math? This is the first. I mean, this is net, right? After tax, taking 150K. That's pretty insane. Yeah. Hey, Elliot, you're gonna make me do this whole live stream alone, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
sorry.
I
Let
mean,
me continue
I don't know
until
why.
maybe switch to your hotspot or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to continue while I wait for you. I'm gonna have a drink. So there's more. There's a lot more. We're only getting started with this whole game today. And the next one we've got is a general expenditure allowance. So again, I'm gonna ask the chat. What do you think a MEP gets per month as an allowance to buy office supplies and get an office back at home? So, for example, an MEP has an office in Brussels and Strasbourg, but of course, when there's no plenary, they're at home. So, in Malta, if they're from Malta, in Germany, if they're from Germany. So, what do you think they get a month to pay for an office there, and also for office supplies? Avil 1K, love it. No, man, think a bit more. It's not enough. Chicago 2000. 5 ads since the stream started. Jesus. Sorry about that,
Really?
Villa. I don't know.
Is
Maybe
that much?
Yeah, apparently. We need to 3K, Damahon 3K. Any other guesses? 5K. Yes, Joker, my man. Look at that. So an MEP.
We got a winner.
Yeah, we got a winner. I think I can hear you again, Elliot. That's good. That's good.
I hope.
Yeah. So we have 5,000 monthly net that they get for office supplies, and here the yearly net with 60,000 euros. So let me ask you, Elliot.
Yep.
I think you're back. Good. What do you think so far?
I think I want to become an MEP. I think that sounds pretty good.
Oh my God, we're being robbed. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. And further, probably, that's maybe a bit too much. I mean, honestly, I know a little bit of what MEPs do, and I think, or like, I know that they have a very long workday and their life is pretty stressful. But maybe that's a bit too much. How much? Do you know how much a member of the Bundestag is it?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
How do they make?
I actually don't know. I actually don't know how much they make. I mean, the thing is, I think there is a good reason for paying your politicians a lot of money for 2 reasons. Firstly, it gets you the best people, right? Normally. And the second reason is you don't want your politicians to be susceptible to corruption, right? And only the best way to do that is pay them a decent, very good wage.
I think that the last part is probably the main reason that they get such a decent, just like a good salary. Because in the case of MEPs, I mean, well, realistically, anyone can become an MEP, right? If just you have to get enough votes, right? So
exactly. But Elliot, I really want to look at this general expenditure allowance. This is ridiculous of what's happening here. So
why is it such a high allowance?
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't even mind it so much if they have to just submit receipts. They don't have to, though.
Right.
So
they don't have to. Okay.
They're literally getting 5,000 euros in their bank account, and there's so many scandals around this. Let me name you one example. You know Manfred Weber.
Yep, we know.
Yeah, so he lives in Bavaria, German politician, right? MEP. Yep. You know what he did? He lived basically in his house, had an office in his house, and rented the office to himself.
Ah, okay. Well,
basically pocketing the 5,000 euros by renting the office to himself in his own house, which is a nice way of doing it, right?
He needs the office space, okay?
Yeah, I guess he does. So, and another example is they don't have to submit receipts. So apparently there's lots of MEPs that don't even have an office in their home country, yet they, of course, bag the full 5,000 euros.
Well, yeah. So is there has there been any criticism of this in, I don't know, media or other sources? Or
I love that you asked. So of course there's NGOs and people that said this is not fair. Like these 5,000 euros, it should be receipted, and if they don't use the full 5,000 euros, just pay the parliament back. Of course, right? But who has to approve such legislation? the parliament, and they tried to push this through like 3 years ago. And guess what happened? They voted against it.
Well, big surprise.
Big surprise. Big surprise.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's honestly like this is one of the biggest loopholes that there is.
Yeah.
And there's even sorry, I'm on a roll now. I'm basically giving a monologue to you,
Good.
Elliot, because I'm
just keep going.
I'm passionate about
like
this.
it.
I'm passionate about this. I think this needs to be fixed. And also, apparently, lots of politicians, lots of MEPs, they don't have offices at all. And what they do with the money is they basically pay their national local parties. So they have an office, and then the whole local party can use it, which is not exactly
even
fair.
The European Union is,
yeah, exactly.
The European Union is paying for the local parties, so they're financing indirectly some parties.
Yeah, and everyone watching right now, you like our core crowd. Definitely, I think it's a good point that HEVD is making. We should ask the MEPs when we interview them. Like, what are you doing with your general expenditure allowance?
Yeah. If they guys, if they give it to us, then we'll be quiet about it. All right. So if they give us their allowance, we won't put them on the live stream.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. And go ahead.
No, I just wanted to agree with you that it's a lot, but I mean, there must be. Do you know about the votes? How much, like, who voted in favor and who against? Or, like, what was?
I do. I got a video coming out on this. So I know that the Greens were in favor of removing or reseating this. So I think the Greens were quite morally correct at this point. And the ones that were less morally correct were like the EPP. And I'm morally correct. I mean, it's debatable what's morally correct and so forth. But
in your eyes, it's morally correct.
Yes, I think it's completely immoral that people are using this money to basically finance their life after they're making 124K per year. But Elliot, it doesn't even stop here.
Yeah.
It's not even.
Oh, lovely. Yeah,
it
continues.
Go ahead. It continues. So, anyone that's tuning in right now, we are looking at income from MEPs, and we just talked about the top 3.
Yep.
Staff budget. Let's do another one. So, of course, MEPs have hard lives, so they have to hire staff. And no, it doesn't stop HEVD. We've got a whole long list. So maybe let's ask the chat and also ask you, what do you think their budget is for hiring staff? So this means like a couple of assistants to help them with their daily work.
Yeah. I mean, you say couple, right? So, I mean, there is definitely. I know that they sometimes have 3, 4, 5, even more people working with them. Maybe not all full time, but how much would they get in total?
I'm going to do a poll too. So while you're thinking about it, I'm going to make a poll. So staff budget. Okay, it's per month, okay? Per month?
Per month,
yeah,
okay.
Per month. We do per month. So we do less than 5K, less than 10K.
30K? I would say 30K.
30K? Jesus, mate. How expensive is your staff?
I don't know. If you get like... okay, true, actually. That's per month, right? So a little less. Let's say 12K.
Yeah, 12K man, I messed up the poll. But it doesn't matter. Let's see what they say. Yeah. I mean, okay, everyone that's listening, it doesn't make sense because less than 30K. I think you know what I mean. So basically, the
more
way
than 30
works, but less than 5K, between 5 and 10K, between 10 and 20K, between 20 and 30K. That's the options, everyone.
Yeah, so you successfully redirected my expectations. So I'm going to say like 12 or 13K, something like that, yeah.
All right, you ready for the answer? Oh, wait, the chat says around between 10 and 20K. So let's have a look. You ready?
Yeah, give it to me.
30K.
Oh, fuck you. Come on. Oh, come on. I called it.
Yeah. So they get a staff budget of between 30K that they can spend on staff for them. So, I mean, to be fair, the parliament pays the staffers directly, so the MEP can't actually pocket this money.
Okay, so they can't say, we got like 7 people working for me, so I need the entire 30K.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I guess that's a plus.
Yeah. But
Oh.
Elliot, there are plenty of scandals again here. Le Pen, for example, when she a couple of years ago, she used that, or at least her party used that budget to basically pay for their local campaigns rather than an assistant that's helping in the European Parliament. And a good friend, Nigel Farage, you might remember him in the European Parliament.
Yeah.
He had staffers that were also doing local stuff rather than having anything to do with the European Parliament, which is crazy.
So, is there would there be a way to, I guess, check these things, or like, is there a policing unit of this, like an anti-corruption unit?
Yeah, there is. Like, yeah. Let's be honest, there is. But in the staff budget, you might find it too much, but it is too much. Normally they have 2 to 4 assistants, so that means the assistants will probably get about 10,000 euros a month too, which is just a lot of money.
Holy shit! What, they get 10K?
Yeah, Ellie, you should become an assistant of an MEP, man. That's what you should.
Hell do. Yeah! I'm in the wrong. Why am I live streaming with you?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I love live streaming, but
evident, you're right. The yearly and monthly are displaced. Oopsie, it's not monthly. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I did do this with a beer. You see the 29Ks in yearly and the 350Ks in the monthly.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, it should be the other way around, I guess.
So, I'm going to continue. Travel expenses. Or do you want to say something?
There's more.
There's more. Yeah, there's more.
Okay.
You're going to love this. Travel expenses is another good one. Okay, so, Elliot, travel. Let me give you an example of a receipt. So, actually, let's start with the good news. They have to submit receipts, and they get paid based on their receipts. That's the good news.
Let's go!
Woo! So, they have to submit receipts like the rest of us, and get that reimbursed. But, there's a big but. Look at one of those receipts. These are 2 receipts of what they look like in the European Parliament. And these are actual receipts from an MEP. So look at the left one. This MEP took a train journey to Paris and back from Paris to Brussels, right? Brussels, Paris, Paris, Brussels. And that train journey was 105 euros. Now, but he also got reimbursed for the time spent in the train and also the distance of the train, meaning he got an additional 500 euros just by taking the train.
He gets reimbursed 3 times for the same thing.
Pretty much. So he paid 400. Yeah. Well, he kind of gets money out of it.
I mean, wouldn't it be the logical thing where the MEP would just get his money back for the train ticket and that's it? But he also gets, on top of that, he gets his time compensated and the distance compensated as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jesus.
He gets. Christ. I mean, to be fair, I had a corporate job and I also got compensation for this stuff, but I mean, not in this kind of level, right? Yeah. This is.
I mean, I guess it makes sense to compensate someone for the time also, because I mean, you're kind of working during that time, right? I mean, if you're forced to go on the train, then you have to go on the train.
Yeah.
But why distance too then? That feels like too much.
Yeah.
You're already getting paid for time.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just crazy. It is unlimited power. Palpatine receipts, unlimited power. Yeah, you know what? The system is not great either, because what can happen is that these politicians often have like a pass, like a train pass, that they can travel for free in Belgium and in Germany and in France, right?
Fuck, right now.
So they can still, and then they don't have to submit receipts. So potentially they could submit not receipts, but like a claim for the distance traveled and the time traveled with their golden pass, right? But then no one can check if they actually took that journey. And there's lots of conspiracies here too of how they spend the money.
So
Villa. They also have the pass. Yeah.
Oh goddamn! So they just like start basically farming money by just traveling, and then saying, "Yeah, I need my ticket reimbursed by but using the travel pass instead."
Yep. I mean, look at the right side. It gets even worse. Look, now this is from Berlin. So this is an MEP that drove with his private Fahrzeug is car. He drove to Brussels and back. from Berlin, which is just under 800 kilometers. And he got 800 kilometers, 800 euros, over 800 euros for the drive, and another 500 euros of just additional, benefits. So basically, he got paid 1,364 euros for a return journey with his car from Berlin to Brussels. It's just crazy.
That could be just that could be like a like a full-time job. Just drive up and down all the time.
Yeah.
So like, do we know like what are the most ridiculous examples of this, or like is there any like fun story next to Mr. I forgot his name, who's rented his own office to himself?
Yeah, Manfred Weber.
Yeah, Manfred Weber. Yeah. So is there any other crazy, like how far can this go? Do we have an excess, like a who took it the furthest? Let's say. Who profited the most?
I don't know, but like let's put it this way, right? So there's 12 plenaries per year. So this glitch right here, you can only do 12 times, right? 2 and 4th, or 14 times. Like 12 to 14 plenaries. So you can, but still, it's still ridiculous, but still, it's quite a lot of money. Yeah. So who took it the furthest? I don't know. I mean, their travel. This is also the thing. All the travel that they do, like flights, they can fly first class. Train is first class. It's all very premium. Right. And then I do wonder, like, why do your, Zeitaufwand, your distance cash and your time cash have to be that high when you get to travel in such luxury, Yeah,
that's a good question. I would love, I wonder if we could ever find someone to speak about this. You know, like a guest, see how we could do that.
Yep, but there's more.
Of course, it's just a gift that keeps on giving.
It is, guys. I think everyone watching right now, I highly recommend you to become MEP.
Yeah, and oh damn.
So,
golden parachute?
Elliot, do you know what a golden parachute is?
I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't.
So basically, what happens is a golden parachute is when you leave your job, that you get money for your transition, right?
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So normally in Germany, the law says that if you quit yourself, you you quit from your company, you have 3 months that's kind of paid, but you're still at the company, right? I guess if you get fired, there normally is a deal that is like for every year you've worked, it's like a 1.5 months pay or something like that. So to be fair, companies have this too, but it's still quite a lot. So let me show you what it is, or do you want to guess?
So would this also be a thing per month in between your jobs?
I kind of showed it. Yeah, it's actually, let me just show you. It's hard to guess this. So
yeah, sure, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they get a monthly salary for each year they've served. So that account, and that's so for example, if you have an MEP that served for 10 years, they would get 80,000 euros, right? Over 10 months, etc. So
okay.
And basically, if you've worked for the parliament for 20 years, so that means you've had 4 terms as an MEP, you get 200,000 euros, so 194,000. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this one is that controversial, to be honest. Yeah.
I guess it's okay, but add it on top of everything else,
Yeah.
And also, you have to think, obviously, how many do we have in the European Parliament that are elected 4 times? Have been elected 4 times in a row?
There is a couple.
I have no idea about this, but
yeah, I mean there is plenty of, like, especially the high-ranking ones, I guess, that stay there forever. But yeah, it doesn't stop there though.
Oh my, Lambertus, that's gonna be like the motto of EU Made Simple now. It's just, it doesn't stop there.
Okay, so of course there has to be a pension, right?
All right, how could I forget?
It doesn't. At HEVD, it doesn't stop after the pension either, to be honest.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. Okay, so pension. What do you think? What do you think? What's fair? Stock options, Paul. I love it. Paul, are you American? Because Paul from Chicago.
It's Paul from Chicago.
Yeah, he's from Chicago. Yeah. Anyway, so pension.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop guessing at this point. I will get more upset every time.
Yeah. So basically, here we go. So it depends, right? I think the maximum is again 20 years, and if they work 20 years, then they get 70% of their salary. So I think it's I can't remember the percentage, but depending on each year you work, is that much percent of your last salary you get for a pension. So optimally, the best thing you can do as an MEP is try to get re-elected 3 times or 4 times. And then you get your full golden parachute for 200K. And then from your 65th or 67th, I can't remember, you get 68K per year, which is 5. And this is all netto, right? Net 5.6K per month for the rest of your life.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's good to know. Yeah. So we all pay for these people, right? To be our representatives, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. How much crypto? Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know this. I was just wondering, do MEPs have a habit of like making anything on the side, like as advisors or like lobbying or some like anything along those lines?
It is so good you asked. So yes, they do.
Okay.
And this is a thing called side jobs. So MEPs, and they really would love to hear the chat's opinion on this if you think it's fair. So MEPs are allowed to have side jobs. So basically, you have German lawyers that are MEPs that are making a double income, right? They have their lawyer income and they make their MEP income, and it's as ridiculous as some of them make hundreds of thousands on the side next to their full-time job as an MEP.
Okay.
Yeah. So the average. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just basically thinking you can come out of being an MEP if you're careful with what you spend as a millionaire, practically.
Correct.
Okay, that's cool.
And the average there is 10K. 10K on average per MEP is made per month, I think, on side jobs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask.
So, but like, yeah, go ahead and make the poll. But like, just thinking, I believe if you're an MEP, I think it's pretty fair to ask for them to not have a side job. I think is that decent? Is that I would assume so. I mean, if you're getting paid this amount of money and your job, you should be fully focused on representing the people that have voted for you. I would think. I'm curious.
Yeah,
and everyone says no. Oh shit.
Anyone that said yes, please let us know in the comments why you think they should have side jobs, because I agree with you, Elliot. I think they make a very, very, very generous income. And I mean, extremely generous, honestly, top 1%. And then surely you got that job by being elected by the people. And the people that elected you expect you to do your job to 100%, no?
That's what I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how would you justify this? I mean, you could say, I mean, the European Union doesn't have any say in where I work, yes or no? Or like how I make money if it's not illegal, right? I guess you could maybe argue it from that side, but still.
Yeah, but look, Villa says it. Why would you need additional income?
Yeah. I guess, okay. Why is probably because people like money. I don't know, to make more, or maybe being an MEP isn't working enough for these people, so they're like, oh, let's do something else on the side. I think I'm really trying. I'm reaching here, okay? Because I don't think they should be, but I'm really trying to see it from the other side, but I don't see how or why they should.
Yeah, I think I mean, have you seen the comment from BGC Vitan on the chat?
About your future plans.
I love it. Grow a YouTube channel, grow the brand, get elected as MEP. Step 3, Step 3, obviously get a side job, and step 4, retire at the rivaled age of 45.
listen, okay, in our case, it might be beneficial because you might be able to finance the crap out of EU Made Simple. You could just fully focus without a care in the world.
Maybe we should, maybe we should start an EU Made Simple party at some point. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. We need with our own candidate and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, coming back to coming back to it. What do you think? I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I think the salary of 125 per year. I think, like I said, I think they should be paid well. So I think it's fine. For me, the issue is with these, daily allowances which aren't controlled, like these ridiculous travel expenses where they get these per diems, and the pension and golden parachute I'm okay with too, but just make it transparent. No, I mean, what do you think?
No, I mean, I guess I don't honestly. Probably most people will think the way that what you're saying, Lambertus. I mean, I also think that they should make good money, honestly, because that is one of the major factors to take away corruption risk, is to make sure that your people get paid enough, right? That is just a proven fact. But by the way, we have Hoog in the chat.
We have Hoog in the chat. How amazing is that?
That's very cool. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, I watch every single video.
Same here. I watch his videos too. Definitely check out. I mean, I think everyone watches his channel here. No, I mean, his videos are incredible. Yeah.
So in general, if you're talking about should they make like their base salary, yes, that should be high. But all the other shit around it, like honestly, make sure that people keep this in check, that this doesn't get abused, where you get situations where people are paying, their own offices, and then that money goes to themselves, which that doesn't make any sense. That is just pure and simple, like using a loophole to make more money. So that should be absolutely, something should be done about that. But who's going to be doing that, right, when it has to go through the parliament?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to ask one more time in the poll, and then we can go to the next topic, right? Salaries and benefits is,
An argument for having this high in income is that they would not be tempted by foreign actors to influence their vote. How can they enforce this when they can just receive income from side jobs? I mean, wouldn't it theoretically be possible to just say, okay, listen, guys, you're an MEP now. That means you're not going to get any side jobs, or if you're going to get your side job, you are going to have to declare every single euro that you're receiving from that side job, and where you're getting that money from. I think that, and then make that a public register, something like that. I think that then if you really want to make something on the side, do it like that. Maybe that's a fair compromise.
Yeah, I think so too. I think for me, it's the general expenditure allowance that needs to be cut, or at least be controlled. And then your point too, side jobs, actually, in my opinion, should not be allowed. If you ask me, I think it's not fair.
It should be completely.
Yeah, I do. I'm strongly opinionated here. I honestly, for my part, I would even increase their salary by the 10,000 euros, if you ask me, and they make 135, but then no side jobs. They're elected by the people, right? They should be doing the job for them. But
I can see that. Yeah.
Anyway, Elliot, I'm getting bored of incomes.
What do you mean, money? Talking money, baby. I'm changing something real quick again in the.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
So that
you got it.
I hope I like that.
Yeah.
Most important change has to be transparent. See where the money goes. Yeah.
Thank
you. Well, sucks that your camera quality is better now, but mine is more laggy.
So, next topic, Elliot. You wanted to talk about defense. Let's talk about defense. Let's move on from this.
Okay, am I back already? Because
I think so.
Can you okay? Because my camera is lagging a little bit. People are asking if my beer is already warm. Yes, kinda ish. I mean, I don't have a fridge here in this room, so unlucky.
Let's move on.
However, ladies and gentlemen, defense. Sorry, can a man finish his beer, for Christ's sake? I'm thirsty. Okay. Yeah, so defense. I wanted to... So in the past few weeks, there's been a few developments on EU defense, but also basically around the defense situation around the European Union. And I thought that warranted a bit of discussion as well. And I feel like, what's a good topic to with here? Let's begin with... Yeah, this is good. Let me share my screen as well. Screen share one. If I do this, we should be able to see it. There we go. Yeah, so this was a very, very interesting news article. Poland has duty to shoot down Russian missiles over Ukraine. Minister says, that's the foreign minister, if I'm not mistaken, from Poland, despite risk of dragging NATO into war. So ever since, I don't know if you all remember, but there's been an incident, I want to say a year ago, where a piece of, I believe it was a Ukrainian anti-air missile that tried to intercept a Russian missile. Part of that interception missile, so that anti-aircraft missile, broke off and landed in a Polish village on a farm field somewhere, but it killed 2 Polish citizens, if I'm reciting that article correctly. And ever since then, there's been a discussion going where people are thinking, why as Poland or as other neighboring countries like Romania is a big player in this, why are we not assisting Ukraine by basically everything that European or NATO anti-air weapons can reach? Why don't we put that on the border and then keep them in the border, but let them shoot down Russian missiles that they can reach practically? So yeah, basically let Europe/NATO help with the air defense from within their own countries. There has been a discussion going forward, and I feel like this is the first time where a minister that might be responsible for such an action has said, yeah, this could be this is a thing that we should be doing, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. That was the first instinct. I have a few more articles to talk about, but yeah, I guess, what is your first instinct, your first opinion? What is your knee-jerk reaction when I tell you this?
So for Poland to shoot down Russian missiles over Ukraine. So for us to help Ukraine with shooting down missiles that come over bar.
Yeah. It's a difficult one. But I want your knee-jerk reaction.
I mean, what are these missiles doing? They're attacking Ukraine, right? So I mean, yeah. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, probably, right? I mean, God, you just don't want things to escalate. That's the only issue. But again, this escalation argument is getting old.
Yeah. So
what do you think? You obviously have an opinion.
So as an example, many might have seen the recent news where we had a big attack in God, what was it called again? It started with a B. It was a Ukrainian village/city. Something like that, where 50 died and around 200 were injured. And a few hours after that, or yesterday, another set of missiles hit Lviv, which is the city all the way in the west of Ukraine, which is pretty near Poland. So in cases like that, honestly, I'm pretty hawkish on this, and I should say, as long as your air defense systems are still inside your border, shoot it down, because these things, whether we like it or not, also make are a threat to us, like we saw in that situation a year ago, where because of a Russian missile, Ukrainians had to defend themselves, and that missile indirectly caused 2 Polish civilians to die. Right. So I mean, in this case, how long are we, going to be are we going to be waiting until another such incident happens? So I feel like as long as you're in that area, you can in your own border, I mean, you can shoot down those missiles. And yeah, you're saying escalation, but honestly,
Yeah, I mean, in the end,
we're at like
yeah,
Putin's 9th red line, 10th red line.
Elliot,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think you're cutting a little bit, but I mean, this whole war in Ukraine, right? I mean, it is very relevant to us because everything that happens there, depending on what way it goes, will affect us in the long run. It definitely will. That's why
Yeah.
it's so important that we keep supporting Ukraine, in my opinion, so that they don't lose that war against Putin. I feel that if they do lose it, and I think you know what I mean, then things will just escalate later on, right? They will have to give away half their country, and they'll very weak, and Putin and Russia get stronger. So the only question is for me, where do you draw that line? Do you draw the line at just sending money and military equipment and then stop? Or do we go a bit further now and even start shooting down their missiles over Ukraine? And then what's the next step? I mean, even Macron mentioned, should we send troops to Ukraine? As a, he didn't say that. He said, I'm not going to uitsluiten. I'm not going to stop it from happening. I mean, I don't want to rule it out. There we go. That's the right English.
Rule it out. Yeah. So the thing is, you don't want to, sure, like you can ask where will this end up going, but I would really simply reply with we'll see. Like, take it from a situation basis. You have to like assess the situation every single day, and then based on what the situation is, that you're going to be making your decisions, right? So if we say that this isn't necessary, Ukraine can do it themselves, or they can do it better if we just give them the money or the equipment, whatever, then sure, let that be the case. But if there is much to gain from Europe/NATO doing something like this, then I believe that we should do it. Every single step that you take, there's going to be risks, and there's going to be costs. There's going to be effects, and you shouldn't say on the one hand, or like at the beginning, we're not going to be doing we're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be ruling out anything, like you said, because Putin is not doing that either. And why should you give away your how far you're willing to go? Make it as ambiguous as possible.
Right, but maybe going to the comments for a minute. Paul from Chicago, he knows if he dips a toe into EU, NATO, we go all in. That's what we hope, right? But for me, this is why Ukraine is so important, because if he does well, if Putin and Russia do well in Ukraine and score a victory there, right? And then maybe next is, there's a village in the Estonian border where there's like 70% Russians living there, and he takes it. Yep. For example, I'm just giving an example. This is the typical argument, right? Why would we risk Paris, Berlin, and London, if you talk about NATO, for a small village where 70% of Russians live anyway, right? I mean, this is the question we get into. Do we really want to risk nuclear war for that? So that's why I think let's stop him now, rather than having to answer discussions like that in the future, or questions like that in the future.
Yeah, and even if that would happen, the thing is, I think right now, even if that village is 70% Russians and it gets taken over, I believe EU and NATO both will both answer in full force. But what is scary to me a little bit, and of course it's a bit I always regret, or maybe not regret is the right word, but like include America in the discussion. But everyone saw the headline a few months ago where our good friend Donald Trump, or shouldn't I call him a good friend? He said that I encourage them to do whatever they want to the member states that don't pay enough of their 2% of their GDP in NATO. With that kind of rhetoric, obviously this is a big uncertainty. But if he's saying stuff like that, then I can see a world, if he's president, where that's going to be the discussion exactly how you described Lambertus, where you're going to be saying, this village is, there lives there's 10,000 people there, 7,000 of them are Russians. Why are we going to send our American boys over there? Yeah, why?
Exactly. Here, maybe here. Someone's asked, is it okay if you can show my screen for a second? Is that possible?
Of course, yeah, I can. Yeah. Let me
very quickly, so I can show the
transition. Yeah, I oh shit! Hold on, I turned off your camera. One second.
So basically, I'm not sure who asked, but someone asked. Where's the question? Oh God, I can't find the question. But someone asked.
Of
yeah,
Estonia.
exactly. This is for me. Yeah, exactly. I know this one here. This is for me the biggest risk. I mean, I made a video on this, so you can check the channel. This is Narva, and it's on the border of Estonia. And in this village or city, even, it's very, very Russian dominated. So the question is, if Russia takes this small part here at the border of Estonia, will NATO respond? Right? That's the big question.
Yep.
And yes, everyone likes to think they would, but you made a very good point, Elliot. If we have someone in the White House that's not feeling it, and you know, and then the question really does become, I mean, think about the public right now. Even people are very not keen to support Ukraine. Will public opinion shift to help Estonia, where a city where 70-80% are Russians, and thereby risk nuclear war? You know, that's how they all sell it. The far right parties, or not the far right parties.
That's how. Definitely. A large part of the far right parties will set it like that. I think you can say you can
maybe
say
not far right, but some extreme parties. I think far right's the wrong term here, but yeah.
Both far left and far right, because for some reason both of the far ends of the political spectrum have a soft spot for Russia. And generally everything anti-NATO, anti-EU. Anyways. So I believe that's the risk, is what happens in the White House. That's a big risk, and I think many of our European leaders are already thinking about this, are maybe nervous, maybe they're not nervous, but there's definitely scenarios in place that they've thought out what will happen were this the case, and where do we go from there. So I see that being one of the biggest risks, depending on what Washington does. I mean, let's face it, we still pretty much rely on most of our defense on them, right?
Right.
Even though it's increasing everywhere in Europe. But for the foreseeable future, we still rely on our father America to come and save the day. So yeah.
To be fair, I mean, I'm going to say something controversial right here. Trump does have a point that we're not paying 2%. He has a point.
I mean,
maybe not today.
Sure.
Maybe not today anymore. But he did make when he said it at NATO. I still remember watching the TV when he was there and basically said, I mean, comments like you should invade countries that don't pay 2%. Of course, that's extreme. That's not okay. But him going to NATO and saying you should pay your fair share, that probably is fair. But then, of course, threatening to leave is again a bit silly. So, of course, I don't like his extremes, but him challenging the 2% is fair.
No, okay, Lambertus, sure, that's fine. You can criticize it all you want, but the way that you criticize is very important when you're in a military alliance with other people. So, like, giving him credit for having a point, I think is a bit mute. If that's the way how he delivers it, I don't think you can give him credit there. Sure, I agree. Sure, the spending had to go up, obviously, but that's not how you bring it. That does even more damage than good. Let's see. What does chat say?
So Paul from Chicago, I love how active you are, Paul. I do agree. Everyone should pay 2%.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul.
Yeah. Paul here. There's talk about Poland military spending, and Baltics pay enough. It's true. The Baltics do pay enough. They're all. It's quite interesting when you look at the map. The Eastern countries, they're all paying their fair share, or at least over 2%. And the further west you go, I mean, this is general speaking, the lower the figure becomes, which is interesting.
Yeah. Luckily, not that much anymore, right? But it is. I mean, it's not that difficult to explain. I mean, the closer you are to Russia, the more you want to spend on your defense.
Yeah. Anyway, Kaya Kallas, exactly. Yeah, she'll be interesting from Estonia.
I think SBC or SB Senk or SBC Enk, he makes a good point as well, is that that 2% is, sure, 2% is nice, but it really depends on what that 2% is spent on and how that 2% is calculated. Because in some countries, they count the military police inside that 2%. They count like the pensions of military staff inside that 2% as well. So then you can start thinking, okay, well, you got like extra lavish pensions, but are you really spending more on your defense? Like, is your capability increasing as a country, your defensive capability? So that is a very good point as well to consider.
Yeah, I see that. I see your point. And And also, this is a thing in Europe, right? Because we're all such small countries.
Yep.
And we all, within that 2%, we pay for our own military headquarters. We pay for our own, here we go. This is a typical argument, our own types of tanks, planes, etc., etc., etc. And the US, I mean, they're not spending their 2% or 3%, I think they spend, or 4%, not efficiently either. They're definitely not spending it efficiently, but at least they can use economies of scale a lot more than we can. I mean,
no, that is absolutely true. Oh God, that was an interesting graph. Let me see if I can find it. Where you could see how many different types of armored personnel vehicles we have, and like infantry fighting vehicles we have, like the different types compared to the US, and it's ridiculous inside of Europe, where everyone is trying to make their own type and trying to be cheeky with it. Let me Google this. Oh, you already found it?
No, I found something else, but I know what you mean. I'm looking at the stats on NATO spending. I thought this was interesting. Here, 3.49% for the US. Jesus. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look. Sorry, maybe we can show your chart in a minute, Elliot. Sorry, just focus on this. Look at this. United States spent 3.49%, and they have the largest economy in the world. And Poland, 3.9%. Jeez, man, Poland's up there. Jeez, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's even growing in Poland. Yeah,
it's an outdated chart. Oh, oops, sorry, it's outdated. 2023. All right, estimated military spending of NATO countries in 2014 and 2023. I mean, that's last year, right? So it's not too bad.
No,
yeah. Look at that. Greece, Finland.
Damn.
You're lagging. I mean, where's Germany? This is what I've always find interesting. Germany, 1.57%. France is almost there. In UK, what do they spend? Where's UK? Sorry, 2.07%. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Are you there, Elliot? Are you back? No, you're not back. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, interesting topic.
So. I can hear everything. Okay, I'm not back.
You're lagging very much. Okay. You're lagging a lot.
Screw.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
All right.
Okay, screw looking up that shit. Okay, I'm not looking it up. It makes me die.
You mean your computer, your internet?
It's not my internet. It's because I have a downgraded PC, let's so to say here. So my processor and my RAM, they can't handle being in the program that we're in, live streaming at the quality, having all these tabs open. It's just kind of crapping the bed right now sometimes. It's not my internet, but yeah.
Well, here you go. So I'm not sure if you can hear me, Elliot. You keep dropping off. Yeah. Okay. Good. So here is the NATO spend. Just you can see less than half spends 2%. And this is my point. We do need to be better. Europe is at war, and I mean Europe is under attack, put it that way, and half of us don't spend the 2%, right? Which is a shame. Yeah, max your RAM. Everyone with exactly. Elliot's got 276 tabs open. I think he does.
I do. Help me.
Okay. So maybe we should go to the last topic, Elliot, while we're here.
Yep.
Yeah, and let's have a look. Okay, good. So the last thing I think we should do, which I think is very interesting. So I share another page here, and as you can see, these are the Commission, the new European Commission. So yes, we're moving away from European defense and everything like that, and we're now looking at the European Commission. So I know this topic is maybe not as interesting or exciting as NATO expenditure, but it is really important, as you probably know, that Ursula von der Leyen is now in the process of choosing her entire commission, which means 26 commissioners, 27 including her, one from each country in the EU, that are going to work with on different types of portfolios. And Elliot, are you back? Elliot? Let's try this.
I hope I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Okay, I think you are. Villa and HVD both love this topic. The commissioners. Wow, you're pretty much the only ones though. And what do you think when you see this picture? So these colors, very quickly, for people that don't know, blue is EPP. That's the center-right party in the European Parliament. RE is Renew. These are the Liberals. SND is the center-left. So the Socialists, Socialists and
Democrats.
God, I can't talk. The beer, man. Then the ECR, and then we have Independent. So you can see the ratio of different commissioners that are currently proposed for the European Commission. What do you think when you see the colors, Elliot?
I am surprised to see so much Renew and also a lot of EPP. Like basically, it's Renew and EPP with a sprinkle of Social Democrats between there, and one purple. I can't, like, it's too small. It's ECR, right? Purple.
Yeah, it's ECR. It's ECR. Yeah.
So I mean, for me personally, I don't mind like the political party divide when I'm looking at this party. I mean, it's EPP again, but yeah.
And this is exactly what I thought. I mean, EPP sure dominates. They also won the election, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the Renew Europe, that's 5 countries, isn't it? Currently proposed. I know, Villa, I got your point. At HEVD, I think one of you said it, that it's not confirmed yet, but it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries for the Liberals. And they're the 5th biggest party in the European Parliament. It's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy. So I like instantly where my mind goes is how did they manage that, right? Like, what was the deal that they made in order for them to be able to put forward 5 commissioners from Renew, even though they came 5th in the elections. They lost massively.
Yeah. And it's not only this. Look at this. They've got a really important position, right? The High Representative in the EU. So basically, the foreign policy chief is going to go to Kaja Kallas. She used to be the Prime Minister of Estonia. And she's going to take that role, which makes sense, to be honest, because she's like from the East. So I think it's good for a Eastern personality to have this role.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's from Renew Europe, and Renew Europe didn't exactly do that well during the elections.
Yeah. What other roles did Renew get? Because the foreign representative, or like, this is obviously a leak, right? So it's nothing confirmed yet.
This is not a leak. So this here is the official candidate. The candidates put forward by the countries. And I love the comment. Terminatora is right. Bulgaria is the only country in the EU that proposed a male and a female, just like von der Leyen asked.
Yeah, like they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So if we look at Bulgaria, Bulgaria here. Here we go. See, the only country with 2 options. Julian Popov. I have to be honest, I don't know him. And Ekaterina Zahariva. Yeah, don't know her either.
Maybe we can get some Bulgarians explaining who they are. But I know that there was many they put their little wish list, made the little wish list, the commissioners, on where they wanted to go, or like their portfolio, right? But now we're going to see if they're going to get the portfolios that they wanted to.
Yeah, and there's rumors. So
yeah, the rumors. Go ahead.
So, exactly. So wait, let me answer some of the questions in the chat. So who's representing Hungary? Well, Hungary at the moment. Oh, come on. Is Olivier Varhelyi. Yeah, exactly. European Commission for Neighbourhood Enlargement from the Line Commission. So wasn't he that in the last session too? I think in the last 4 years he was also the Commissioner for Neighbourhood and Enlargement. And now he might get it again in the new. I think that's also in the rumors that he might get it again.
Do we know where, like, he's an independent, but like, do we know what his leaning is domestically? Can we look that up real quick? Or
sure. I mean, let me have a look at him.
Because when I saw that, I thought it was very interesting that he wanted to get Hungary gets the enlargement pick, right?
To be fair though, the Hungarian presidency, whether they really want it or not is a different question. But in their goals for the Hungarian presidency, which they have at the moment, these 6 months, they did say that enlargement was one of their priorities. So,
but like priority how? As in stopping enlargement?
no,
or like getting them in?
No, actually getting them in. I'm pretty sure it was actually getting them in.
Okay.
So yeah, this guy here. So he's 52, Hungarian. Where's his party? Honors party here. Independent politicians. Fidesz, right underneath it.
Okay.
So I think he was Fidesz, or maybe one of the Hungarians wants to help us out in the chat. But at the moment, he's independent. Anyway, so let's have a look at the map again. Any other enlargement for Serbia? Yeah, sure.
That's gonna be a while. Yeah. What about our mascot Thierry Breton, our unofficial mascot?
Thierry Breton. Here we go. Here he is. So I think he's also rumored. Let me see. What was his rumor? He also what he was going to get. Breton. Here. Defense is. It might go to. So defense might go to Thierry Breton, according to what I'm reading here. Which I think is not exactly the best position to get. So
defense. It's not the best position.
Well, it's symbolic, isn't it? The EU doesn't have. EU doesn't have any competency in defense.
But it's not. Don't say nothing, okay? Because they do. They definitely do, and it's a growing role. So maybe that's why it's maybe a bit more interesting. Because this entire new framework of buying weaponry for Ukraine together, that's kind of sparked in an entire, maybe not an avalanche, is a bit of hyperbole, but it's definitely sparked a lot of new policy where the EU is going to try and buy weaponry together to try and mitigate that, try to take advantage of the economies of scale. So it's a growing thing.
Is it though? Because I really wonder how the foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, is going to work with Thierry Breton, right?
Yeah, they're both renew. They probably won't be. They probably won't be too far apart from each other.
No, that's true. That's true. But whose responsibility is it? I don't know.
No. So in this case, it's going to be the responsibility of defense. If you're going to be talking about like acquiring weaponry together, that's fully in the wheelhouse of defense commission. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm just reading here in the rumors. But Thierry Breton could also get industry and strategic autonomy. Now that is a good portfolio, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oh, I thought strategic autonomy would fall under defense.
No, I think that's more about like industry and like materials, you know, like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, autonomy of Europe and all that, and that would be so in line with what Macron wants. It makes so much more sense, if you ask me.
It does make sense. I mean, he was the commissioner for the internal market now, right? So he has quite a bit of experience in that too.
Yeah. What about your any see in the chat if there's anyone who want to like look at someone else? If you want to look at a certain country, let us know. But we're gonna move on to the Netherlands because hey, we are both from the Netherlands. So.
Yes, both from the Netherlands. Yeah, both from the Netherlands and don't live in the Netherlands. But our representative Wopke Hoekstra, current commissioner for green something, Green Deal, Green Change, Green some. Does it say? I can't see it on the screen. Hold on.
Wopke Bastiaan Hoekstra, a Dutch politician, European Commissioner for Climate Action since October the 9th, 2023 in the Commission.
Yeah, climate action. There you go. Yeah, close enough. Green something is climate action. So I feel like that role for climate action is totally not for him, because I think, if I remember correctly, his background is in finance, economics, and I think diplomacy. So why they put him on, climate action specifically to replace Timmermans was a shock for many back when it happened, or shock, like people were scratching their heads, right? Mm-hmm. But now he is what is his wish list again? Something economic, right?
Yeah, I think it was not trade, but the other one was it commerce.
Commerce. Yeah,
he might get. Yeah, that's. I think the rumor is that he will get commerce.
Yeah, that makes sense for him. I mean, I guess like when I'm thinking of it, in my head, it's the most logical, where you kind of try and put the expertise together with the commission, right? Where if someone has the expertise and the knowledge, you're going to try and put them as the commissioner. I mean, I guess that makes sense to me. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't live in the Netherlands. I don't even know that much about Hoekstra. So, I mean, commerce for the Netherlands does make sense if you ask me. They tend to do well in that area, but I don't know much about the person himself.
Okay, right.
What I do find interesting, though, is the Polish guy.
Yeah.
He is rumored to get budget. Apparently, he's the right hand of Tusk, President Tusk.
Okay.
And I mean, budget, I think, will be a massive one going forward, right? Really, really important because we're kind of lacking it, right? We might have to increase our budget too in the coming 5 years.
That's the first thing I thought of, because we don't really have a big budget as the European Union. There's not, like, especially not where you're comparing it to the other big players on the block. To like, because most of that money is still being used and decided by the member states, right? There's not a lot of budget for the European Union on its own.
We're actually creating a video on it. We got someone from our community. Not sure I'm allowed to say his name, so I won't. But he's really, really helping us with like research and stuff like that. And we're going to create a video together with him on the budget, the EU budget, and how it gets spent and everything like that. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already.
I'm pretty sure most people that are watching right now are the core.
The core of the core. Yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet. Yeah,
it's a bit of a more laid back, little bit of more laid back chat about whatever is happening right now. So no like real guests, but I hope it's still fun.
Yes.
What are people saying?
Paul from Chicago subbed. Look at that. Let's give him a little clap.
Let's go.
Give him a little clap.
Paul, shout out to Paul. Paul, are you from the South Side? I gotta know.
He said earlier that he was like, he's got like ancestry in Poland, I think, or something like that.
Oh, right, yeah. I saw that message too.
HEVD is going to subscribe. That's great. he's like our biggest Patreon we have. So thank you, HEVD, as usual.
Yeah. You've got to subscribe. The brother already is a patron, but never subscribed to the channel. That's interesting.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Another one is interesting. Czech Republic is rumored to get energy. Now that's also a massive, massive portfolio.
Energy, yeah, of course. But wait, who was it from the Czech Republic? Yeah, right. Yeah, Czech. Yeah.
Josef Sikila, investment banker. So he might get. I mean, guys, everyone, we're gonna create a video on this, right? So we're kind of just like doing our research while for our video while we're.
Yeah, it's thinking out loud. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, I just made an article about this on Czech EU MEPs. Oh, Jan, you need to share it. I would love to know it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so energy. So obviously the biggest challenges right now is then adapting to like carbon neutral energy, I would assume.
Well, the interesting thing, sorry to interrupt you, is that I think that Czechia is pro-nuclear, isn't he? Aren't they?
I think everyone, I think most in the European Union are, except for like Germany, right?
Yeah, because I'm just looking it up. So basically, this guy is the current industry minister in Czech Republic, and he performed very well during the Czech presidency in the Council of the EU in 2022. During that critical time, remember, in 2022, we had the invasion of Ukraine just starting. And we had, he basically saved the bloc, if you ask. Well, he probably did, actually, in terms of his energy policies.
Would play a large part.
That's probably why he might get it. Interesting. Very interesting.
I mean, if that's the case, if you would because I don't know this guy, but if he took a leading role in that critical time, then probably you want to have this guy on the job.
Here, let's have a look. Let's have a look at him. Yeah, here you go. Look at him. Straight away, he's emphasizing nuclear energy. So looks like nuclear is back on the agenda.
Back on the menu, boys.
Back on the menu.
Interesting.
Vim Ibrahim too. I'll gladly look at Latvia. The only problem is I probably don't know him. So Valis Dombrovskis, a Latvian politician in Latvia. I really don't know him, to be honest. Do you know him?
Yeah. No, I don't know him, but like maybe the viewer can type a little bit about what he's about and maybe some interesting factoids. What is he? What is he considering? I can't see it on the screen.
I don't know what he's rumored to get either from Latvia, to be honest.
Some of them didn't like put up any preference. They just told them, give me anything.
Oh wow! Look at this. I should know him. Executive Vice President of the European Commission for an economy that works for the people.
Okay.
Oh, he's a big dog. He's a big dog in the EU. Yeah.
So I was asking, what about Jesus Christ, Tsikostas Apostolos, Greece? What kind of role is he is in?
Let me check if I see a rumor on him. 1 second. So what's his name? Apostolos. Here. So he's rumored to get cohesion. Yeah. So there's a big cohesion fund in the EU also.
Right.
To develop let's call it poorer regions in the EU and make them catch up.
You can definitely call it that. That's exactly why it was made, to like make them catch up, the poorer regions.
Yeah. Basically here, I'm just reading here the rumors. So Apostolos Tsikostas, so as a governor of the country's Central Macedonia region. Okay, yeah, no, not much more info actually. Sorry, yeah.
We have Spain on the menu next by Villa.
Spain. Oh, we know her though. Teresa Ribera.
Do I know her? I don't know her.
So she's also rumored to get energy climate. Although they want it, I don't think she's going to get it though, to be honest.
S&D.
But Villa is Spanish, isn't he? Maybe he can say something in the chat about this lady.
Yeah. Damahan says she's very controversial, isn't she? Is there controversy around her? I don't know anything about this woman.
Damahan, let us know what the controversy is around her. She's being pitched as one of the few women in the EU as a commissioner. Is it
a few? I thought it was. I was counting yesterday. I closed the article because I'm trying to save my computer from dying. But I thought it was like there were quite a few women proposed as well. Is that like a list instead of the map?
Not here. We have to use a different one. But we can have a look. Look, Cyprus, male. I mean, that's going to take forever. But Romania. Let's have a look at Bulgaria. Sorry. Romania has a lady, Roxana. Yeah. There's only 9. I just know there's 9 only. There's 9 proposed at the moment out of 27.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. So it's 1/3 at the moment, which is obviously not Ursula von der Leyen's plan.
Goal. She wanted half, right?
Yeah. Guess.
Yeah.
Do you know the commissioner from Germany?
Nope.
Dude, come on.
No, I don't know her.
Von der Leyen, right?
I don't think it's fair to call her commissioner anyways. Okay. She's first god queen, mother of the European Union.
Tamahon also.
Let's see. What Villa said something. She's very well known for industrializing and fixing the Spanish green energy, but she's very controversial for anti-nuclear.
There's many anti-nuclear those. I mean, Germany is a big example of that, right? The current government is anti-nuclear.
Yeah, but current government.
Yeah.
Well, when do they have? When is the new elections again?
Next year. Next year we'll have the
25.
Yeah.
Big stream incoming then. Jesus Christ.
Massive stream and massive video.
Yeah, massive video too. God damn.
Anyway, any last politicians we want to look at?
What have we seen? What about like Ireland?
Man, it's kind of embarrassing because I don't know quite a few of them. Michael McGarth, of course.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Let's
Damahan can probably tell us a bit about Mr. Ireland. I thought he was Irish, or at least knew a bit about Ireland.
I butchered his last name. Okay, Damahan, let us know in the chat about him a little bit. Then we can talk about that. And Dimitrios, guys, how about treaty change? Where are we now? Maybe I can give a little update on that. Basically, here, let me answer that question by looking at this lady, Ursula von der Leyen. So you heard her speech probably announcing her presidency or trying to get the presidency, and no one thought that she was going to mention treaty change, but she did. So that's a big, big move towards that, if you ask me. So now we currently have the Hungarian presidency. So obviously nothing will happen in terms of treaty change. But after that, with the next presidency, who gets next presidency? Basically, I think we could see some progress.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, right? The presidency is
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. I was about to say either half a year or a year. It's like nothing.
Yeah, next presidency. Let's have a look who the next president is. Next presidency, EU.
Presidency of the council, right?
Yeah. So who's next? That's what we want to know. Maybe someone knows in the chat. But here we go. Next is Poland.
Ooh, that might help. That might help.
Yeah, so that might help a lot. Dimitris, to answer your question, basically everything needs to come together. The parliament voted for treaty change by a very slim margin, and now it's with the council, right? And basically what we need is a majority, I think. Yeah, it's a majority in the council to vote for treaty change for it to start. So if they vote for, then we'll have a convention and then everything will start. The only problem is that the current president of the council, which is Hungary, needs to basically put it on the agenda. So they're not going to put it on the agenda. Poland next, I think we have a good chance because Tusk, I never know how to pronounce him. Do you know?
Say Tusk, yeah.
Tusk. Oh, sorry, Tusk.
Yeah, I do.
My bad. He will likely put it on the agenda. So there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, was it? You know probably more about this, but I thought I heard somewhere in the past months, maybe half a year, that the way that we're going to be approaching treaty change now is basically a very watered down version, something like that. Does that ring a bell?
Well, I mean, the parliament already removed 2 parts of treaty change. So we made, hey, let's do some promotion, right, Elliot? We made an amazing video on the channel called Treaty Change Part 1. Check it out. And we basically explained everything that was proposed. Everything to range from, moving to qualified majority voting, so to remove the veto, to basically rename the commission to executive, to cut the commission down from 27, like we're showing here, to 10 or 15. So loads of proposals. And basically what happened is to pass it in the parliament, they made some changes. So they cut things out. So for example, what was cut out was EU referendums. There was an idea to have EU-wide referendums that was cut out of the treaty change proposal.
Okay.
And something else was cut out. I can't remember exactly what was. But anyway, so that passed the parliament, and now it's up to the council. Exactly. And if they pass it, we have a convention. And Elliot, to answer your question now, in the convention, a lot will get cut out. Of course it will, because you're going to have to get the countries to agree.
Honestly, I think the biggest part of that treaty change is the removal of the veto to a qualified majority or like a supermajority. That is the big one. And I mean, I would love most of the other things as well, but I mean, as long as they can get that one through, I feel like we can start to move forward with the EU.
Yeah, that's probably the most painful one, right? The one that we have at the moment. The veto really is hurting the EU. But I agree with Villa. I thought EU referendums were quite a cool idea too, to be honest. But I think, you're giving too much power away from government.
Yeah. Well, I see it always like this: is that giving up a national government's power, giving up is not. I don't really like that term, because you're not necessarily giving it up, because you're still having a say in what happens in the European Union. But I would much rather have that than be, lose your sovereignty to an actor like the United States or China, where you don't have any say over what will happen to your own country. There you go. Put on your own video.
Yes, man. Everything for marketing. Our video, Elliot. Come on, man.
You're part right. Of course. Sorry. I know. You're right.
I thought I'd just give people like an overview. This is what was originally proposed. So maybe we're moving to different topics, but who cares? This is what the bar chat is all about, Elliot.
Of course, this is the bar chat. My beer is empty though.
I know. I'm gonna have to like stop soon too. But here, replace council ability to veto with QMV. That's your favorite, right?
Yeah, that would be my favorite. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's also one of my favorites? removing the European Council president.
Yes. Oh, and also the renaming stuff. I really. Okay, if I can be frank, I fuck with that heavy. Okay.
What did you do? Say that again.
Yeah. I fuck with that heavy. I know you're a grandpa, Lambertus.
I don't even know what that means. Just put it into like polite English for me, please.
So if I put it into polite English, it will be, I really like that change. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's better for me.
I like the renaming. I like the more clear structure. So the meme where I forgot who said it, but there was like this famous saying of like I call the White House if I want to speak to the Americans. I call Beijing if I want to speak to China. But like if I call to Europe, who the hell do I call? You know.
So true. It's so true. You don't know. We have 4 presidents. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So renaming and making it clear, and like making sure like the people start to know what it's all about by making stuff clearer is such an easy way to get like some support among the people, because the amount of time, especially since I've like started to shill EU Made Simple in my real life as well to my friends and family, they're like, oh yeah, but I have no idea what's going on in the European Union. It's so far away and so complicated. I have no clue. So they just turn away. And it's like, if we could just make that shit simple, no pun intended, it will help a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And I'm just looking at the chat, and Damahon says you call 5 different people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting though. But is it 5? Von der Leyen. We have Metsola, we have the presidency of the country, and we have the European Council president.
You could even argue for more. You could say like, okay, but maybe we call Berlin, we call France, we call Macron, who's the biggest leader, who's the biggest country in the European Union. That could also be part of it.
Fair point.
Or like the representative for foreign affairs, right? Are we going to go to Callas with those questions?
Yeah, he's right. Damahon said Borrell. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Borrell,
okay.
Yeah.
Point taken. There's more than 4.
There's more than 4.
Yeah. It's tough. But there's definitely some really cool ideas in here. But I think the big one is indeed the veto. Yeah,
we'll see. Because I became like a religious. I became a big watcher of EU Made Simple when those videos were coming out, the new updates on how the treaty change was going, because I was like, yes, this is exactly, oh my god, they're making something that was like, this is everything that I would wish for, right? So then I started really like trying to keep up with what's going on there, but I fear.
So we will make a new video on this. There will definitely be a part 4, but the problem is there's literally nothing to report.
No. Once there's new stuff to report, obviously, then you go, right?
Oh, anyway, I need to like enjoy. I mean, I'm enjoying my evening now, but I need to go and actually leave the live stream, Elliot, or leave the bar. Sorry, leave the bar.
Leave the bar. We're not in a live stream. We're in a bar.
That's fine. The girlfriend's calling, man. The girlfriend's calling.
I know. I can't believe that you're not hanging with the homies in the bar.
Sorry about that.
You have to go back to your loving girlfriend. How could you?
Yeah. Sorry, man. Sorry. I mean,
last call.
If I do this too much longer, then I won't have a girlfriend. A
girlfriend is only temporary. The EU is eternal. Yeah, no. It's fair. Yeah, Paul says last call. Bar is closing.
Last call. Anyone? Last call. Any last questions? Last comments?
Last questions. Maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, how awesome is this design? By the way, this is like the design of the bar. Pablo did it. Someone in the team.
Yeah, we're gonna update it slightly as well. We're constantly working on evolving the design of everything in the live streams as well as in the videos. Obviously, it's always evolving, but trying to make something really cool.
Yeah. Who's Pablo? Pablo is our designer. So
yeah, politics for fun.
Yeah,
you should know this.
Yeah, actually, I mean, might as well do some announcement here. So what we're thinking of doing is a just as a last thing before we leave, a 27 very short videos once the commissioners have been decided. So like 1-minute videos, like shorts about what all the commissioners, like a fun video, what these commissions stand for, you know, to like really try to bring these home a bit more, because even me, I don't know these commissioners well. Yeah.
I don't think anyone does. That's like the main problem is like, who knows these people? We have to, we can play a very nice role on that, I believe, trying to really illustrate who these people are, right? So if that's all, I ask no more. Can someone from the crowd join the bar in the future, or is there a private bar? I mean, a bar officially is always open, but we would have to schedule it in advance, obviously. We'll see. Politics for fun. Maybe you can be on as well at some point. Maybe if you become a member and donate some more.
Politics for fun. If you become a Patreon, you can be on the bar. You can come into our private bar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. If that's all, then I want to thank everyone for watching, and I had a lovely chat with you, Lambertus, and I look forward to the next one. Hopefully, some new topics to discuss.
100%. Elliot, was a lot of fun, man. Have a good night, and Villa, yes, there'll be a long video too. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.